Coming up on DITV, we'll take you through an exhibit that's showcasing Hawkeyes who've paved the way for social change.
And later, some students were roller skating at the IMU. We'll tell you what that's all about coming up.
We have results from Iowa basketball's road game at Ohio State this weekend.
And we hear from head coach Lisa Bluter and other members of the women's basketball team following a big road win.
This week we're going to have a high in the low 40s and we'll have some rain coming your way. Find out more on weather.
All that and more coming up on this Monday morning edition of DITV.
So don't go anywhere because DITV starts right now. Good morning, and thanks for joining us on this Monday morning. I'm Becca Scadden.
And I'm Bo Bowman.
A UI student organization may have been the inspiration behind a new bill in the Iowa State Senate. A bill designed to protect free speech on college campuses has just been introduced by Republican Senator Amy Sinclair. It would prevent public universities from denying funds to student groups based on their beliefs. And some believe the bill is a result of the University of Iowa being sued for discrimination by Business Leaders in Christ. The student group filed a lawsuit against the UI last year after it was deregistered for denying a leadership position to a gay member. If the bill is passed, public universities will have to submit yearly reports detailing any free speech disruption on campus.
The UI Main Library has set up a new exhibit in honor of Black History Month. The exhibit, titled Invisible Hawkeyes, is a companion to the book published last year. The 2016 book was titled Invisible Hawkeyes, African Americans at the University of Iowa During the Long Civil Rights Era. DITV News reporter Kennedy Cook visited the exhibit and gives us a look at some of the work being showcased.
The Invisible Hawkeyes exhibit surrounds the 2016 novel entitled Invisible Hawkeyes, African Americans at the University of Iowa During the Long Civil Rights Era. The exhibit operates as a cohort to the book by placing a spotlight on previous African American Hawkeyes and their accomplishments here at the University of Iowa. The exhibit showcases work such as musical compositions, art, literature, athletic accomplishments, and original plays. I had the opportunity to discuss this exhibit with Jennifer Masada, the Strategic Communication Manager for the UI Libraries. She told me the inspiration behind the Invisible Hawkeyes exhibit.
The exhibit was a book by the same name. The book was edited by two of our faculty members here at the University of Iowa, Michael Hill and Lena Hill.
As Jennifer gave me a tour of the exhibit, we stumbled across a display case strictly dedicated to Elizabeth Catlett, who was the first individual in the country to receive an MFA degree and, ironically, the inspiration behind the name of the newest residence hall here on campus. And to wrap things up, I asked Jennifer what exactly is the end goal for this exhibit.
This exhibit is here to make our current Hawkeyes not invisible anymore. And that's something that every single person who visits this exhibit is responsible for doing on their own in a very active way. And we hope that this exhibition inspires that active participation.
I too hope that this exhibit continues to encourage invisible Hawkeyes of all backgrounds to showcase their talents and to be recognized in doing so. Reporting from the gallery in the main library, this is Kennedy Cook with DITV News.
The UI has agreed to submit additional data to the Department of Education to end an investigation surrounding Title IX. The Civil Rights Office of the Department of Education began investigating UI athletics back in 2015. This came after a complaint accused the university of not providing equal opportunities to female athletes. The Civil Rights Office has had that investigation open for 2 years, but so far they've not found any Title IX violations. Now, the UI has agreed to submit additional data about areas such as recruitment, locker rooms, and practice facilities. The university must submit all data by April 30th of this year.
Well, Becca, last week the snow was just relentless.
Seriously, Bo, it seemed like from the first day it started snowing, it just hasn't stopped. I'm hoping maybe it'll let up this week. Let's toss over to Joe in the weather studio to see what we have in store this week. Joe?
That's right, guys. We're actually going to see a bit of a break from snow this week, and I'm really happy about that. Today, except for some afternoon clouds, we're going to see mostly sunny skies with a high of 19 degrees today. And tonight, though, we're going to have to see those clouds roll in even more and temperatures drop down to about 8 degrees. Now let's look at our extended forecast. Tuesday will be partly cloudy day with temperatures reaching a high of 31 degrees. Wednesday is going to be the warmest day of the week at 43 degrees. And the temperature's not staying warm for long, however. Thursday we're looking at some light rain showers and temperatures in the low 30s. Friday we're going to see some cloud coverage in the morning and temperatures dropping down to the single digits. Saturday will be a little warmer and we'll see partly cloudy skies with temperatures in the 30s. The cold weather this week is going to make it hard to get rid of that snow, but that's all I have for you in the weather studio. Becca, back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Joe. Iowa City is making moves to become more gender inclusive. Last week, the City Council voted to add a non-binary option to formal documentation. This means that people would have 3 options when registering to vote: male, female, and non-binary. City Council voted for the change 7-0, but this is just a consideration. That means the council will have to vote again coming up.
A fun Black History Month celebration rolled into the Iowa Memorial Union on Saturday night. DITV reporter Junhyuk Kim headed over to Roll Bounce to find out the meaning behind skating.
Music, color, and roller skates. Then now you're ready to roll bounce. Last Saturday, UI Black student organizations prepared an event called Roll Bounce at Iowa Memorial Union.
Roll Bounce is basically roller skating, so we provided a floor for people to be able to rent skates and skate all night long.
Unlike the cold weather outside, it is very hot inside.
Falling several times could not stop them skating because
I think it's really great. Like, there's a lot of great people out here and everybody's having a great time. It's a great way to promote diversity.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of students of every race down here, which is awesome, and we're celebrating Black History Month with the roll bounce and skating.
It's just been fun, relaxing before midterms when you're going to be stressed. It's good to just go out and have fun. This is a good way to do it.
they did not hold this event just for fun. The event has meaning inside of it. All the money they received from participants will go to the Dream Center Iowa City, which is for students and families in Iowa. They emphasize the fellowship in the community.
The ultimate goal is to make sure that we have community and fellowship. There's a lot of issues that surround not only us but this university, and we want to make sure that our students feel like they can be successful in this environment and feel like people actually care about them and care for their well-being.
Since February's Black History Month, they're looking forward to holding other various fun events.
Reporting from Iowa Memorial Union, this is Junhyuk Kim of DITV News.
Thanks, Junhyuk.
Well, Bo, it seems like another week and yet another loss for Iowa basketball is pretty much what we're getting used to now.
Yeah, it seems to be. Let's toss it over to Alec and Taylor in the sports studio to find out more.
Thanks, guys. Always good to be back on the Monday morning show. Taylor, how was your weekend?
Well, Alec, I have to say my weekend was definitely better than Iowa basketball's.
Pretty tough weekend. They're in the midst facing three strength-ranked opponents. The Hawkeyes fell last week to the top 5 Michigan State Spartans and were on the road this weekend at 19th-ranked Ohio State. Macy Daly gives it off to Jordan Bohannon, who throws up another signature Tyler Cook dunk.
But less than a minute later, Tyler Cook turns it over, and Ohio State capitalizes with this pass from C.J. Jackson to Jayshawn Tate for the dunk. The Hawks went into the half down 42-32. In the second half, Ohio State took over and proved to be just too dominating for Iowa, and they showed it on this slam dunk from Micah Potter.
Ohio State cruised easily in this one, except for this late pass to Kyle Young to Andrew Dakic, who fell on the bench. Iowa fell in this one 62-84.
Next up for Iowa will be a road trip to the 20th-ranked Michigan Wolverines.
The Jimhawks were back at home this weekend, where they took on the 8th-ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers. The Hawks started off the meet on the vault, where Lane Snyder scored a 9.65. Cole Chow scored a team high of 9.8 for the night.
On the bars, Charlotte Sullivan scored a 9.775 on her routine. On the beam, Nikki Yude led the Jimhawks with a 9.875.
The Jimhawks wrapped up their night on the floor, where Melissa Zarowski kicked off the event with a 9.8, and then Lainey Snyder scored a team high 9.854 on the floor, finishing out the competition.
Despite Iowa's best efforts, the Huskers came out on top with a team score of 195.675, and the Hawkeyes ended the night with a score of 194.9.
It's deflating when you start out lower than you expected. So to come back that well, I think it shows what they're capable of. They're young still, but in the end, it's going to be important to be able to be that come-from-behind team and figure out how to put the pressure on other people and take it away from yourself.
The Hawks will be back in action this Friday for their annual pink meet against Ball State University.
Iowa Wrestling took on #1 team in the nation this past weekend as they traveled to Penn State. Starting off with the 125-pound weight class, Pennsylvania native Spencer Lee pinned Carson Kuhn in the first period and won it in his home state.
At 149, the #1 ranked wrestler Zane Rutherford was the winner by decision against the #2 ranked wrestler in the weight class, Brandon Sorensen. This snaps Sorensen's 20-match win streak.
At 169, Iowa's Alex Marinelli knocked off #1 ranked wrestler and defending NCAA champion Vincenzo Joseph to prove to 13-0 on the year.
And at 197, Iowa's own Cash Wilkie was upset by unranked Shakur Rashid. Iowa will look to bounce back as they head to Ames this weekend to take on Iowa State as part of the Cy-Hawk series.
The women's basketball team was on the road this weekend at Northwestern looking for their 4th straight win. Mackenzie Meyer comes up with the turnover and the quick bucket. McMeyer finished 5 of 8 from the field.
Kathleen Doyle drives it past the Northwestern defenders for the easy layup. Megan Gustafson comes up with the offensive rebound and adds 2 more for the Hawks.
Doyle hits Meyer for the wide-open 3, and Mackenzie cracks a smile as Iowa takes this one 70-61.
It's awesome to get another road win here in February. We're 4-0 in February. It was our 20th win, and so that's really, really exciting for our team. We fought hard. They were obviously a very good team, so they never gave up either. And so I think at the end of the day, we got more stops, and we buckled down.
Any Big Ten road win is really huge when it comes to making selections in the NCAA tournament, so that was a great win for us.
We talked about now is the best time to be peaking, and I think our team is doing, we're shooting the ball well, still need to improve at the three-point range, turning the ball over too many times. Today we crashed well. That was nice to see. It was kind of an odd game. We only had 49 shots, but I thought we had some really good clock management. And then Mackenzie had a big 3 at the end. Amanda had a big shot at the end. Nice to see those guys making good decisions at the end of the game.
With this victory, Iowa now sits at 20 wins on the season.
The men's tennis team started out their weekend with a loss on the road at Drake, but found their rhythm against Arizona and IUPUI.
The Hawkeyes started strong against their desert opponents with this flaming hot forehand pass by Will Davies. Newly teamed Joe Tyler and Jake Jacoby showed off their impressive net presence with these momentum-swinging points.
The Hawkeyes routed the Wildcats 4-1 and then took a bite out of the Jaguars 7-0. Head coach Ross Wilson spoke on the importance of winning on Sunday after a tough 3-week road stretch.
We've played a tough schedule. We try to play a schedule every year that's going to get us to the NCAA tournament that we could be top 25 in the country in. And, we just so happened we started out with 4 very difficult road matches, and I think guys learned a lot about what it means to compete as a team and what it takes to win those types of matches.
The Hawks will square off next on Friday with a doubleheader against Creighton at 11 and Denver at 6.
That's it from us from the studio. Guys, back to you at the desk.
And that's all we have for you on this week's Monday morning edition of DITV.
Be sure to head on over to dailyiowan.com for all your latest news in between Monday and Friday.
And if that isn't enough of the Daily Iowan for you, be sure to grab a copy of the print edition on newsstands now.
And stay tuned for this week's Daily Iowan Discover Snapchat story. For DITV, I'm Bo Bowman.
And I'm Becca Scadden. Have a great day, Iowa City.
And we'll see you right back here tomorrow, same time, same place.